elevation. There she is!
All yours, Lieutenant.
Ready! Number one! Fire! Number two!
Hello everyone, I'm Johnny, and today we're taking a look at American Civil War balloons, which were actually pretty impactful during the war. So let's check them out. The miniseries, The Blue and the Gray, provides one of the best examples of the use and history of balloons during the American Civil War, even featuring Professor Thaddeus Lowe, who led the Union's efforts in establishing a highly impressive balloon corps. The Union had the advantage in this field, establishing the dedicated Union Army Balloon Corps in the summer of 1861. The Confederacy also used balloons, largely in response to the Union's success with them, but these efforts were mostly improvised. Civil War balloons were primarily constructed from panels of durable silk, often varnished with a mixture such as calcium hydrate and linseed oil to make them airtight. Union balloons were crafted from high-quality white silk, while Confederate efforts sometimes used various colors of dress silk, famously, though likely mythically, sourced from ladies' dresses. Some Confederate balloons were made from cotton. The Union further had the best gas. Hydrogen gas was often generated on site by portable wagons, using a reaction of sulfuric acid and iron filings. The Confederacy had to use coal gas and lacked portable hydrogen generators. The purpose of these balloons was for aerial reconnaissance and artillery spotting. These balloons could travel up to 1,000 feet in the air, which was considered safe for a tethered balloon, though they could go as high as 3,000 feet. At 1,000 feet, observers could see 50 miles in all directions. There were risks associated with operating balloons. In April of 1862, Union General Fitzjohn Porter had a thrilling accidental flight in one of Lowe's observation balloons Intrepid during the siege of Yorktown. After ordering a single tether ascent for better views, his cable broke, causing the balloon to drift over Confederate lines before shifting back to Union territory. He landed safely and was able to map enemy positions during the impromptu voyage. Otherwise, balloons were fairly safe from the enemy. They were positioned behind the front lines and with an altitude of 1,000 feet were near impossible to target. Balloons could also be free-flown off tethers, with aeronauts controlling the release of gas, but many considered this too risky. Interestingly, Balloon Corps members were all civilians, meaning if they were captured, they could be treated as spies and executed as such. For communicating with the ground, there were several methods. The most sophisticated way was by running a telegraph wire along with the balloon's tether, but flag signals, flares, a megaphone, and even handwritten notes could be used. The men inside the balloons were called aeronauts, with Professor Thaddeus Lowe, chief aeronaut. The largest balloons were Intrepid and Union, which had a capacity of 32,000 feet of gas and could carry 5 people. Balloons during the war helped usher in at least the concept of aircraft carriers. The George Washington Parke Custis, a converted coal barge, as well as the Confederate CSS Teaser, equipped balloons for aerial reconnaissance. Unfortunately, the Balloon Corps was disbanded in 1863. This has been attributed not to the lack of success with balloons, but rather poor integration with Professor Lowe's civilian-run enterprise and Army bureaucracy. There were also logistical problems of moving the balloons and equipment at pace with the Army. Alright, I'm Johnny, thanks for watching. I do hope the video rose to the occasion, and you found it, most uplifting, and so forth. Anyway, do take care, and have a nice, floaty rest of your day.